जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Monday and it is 23rd of June. It is Ashada Masa or Vamana Masa, Krishna Paksham, Devadasi Tithi. There are no extra events in the calendar, so we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so far we have discussed third canto, third chapter. So in the third chapter, at the end of the third chapter, Buddha was speaking to Vidura. So about the Yadus family, Krishna, Balaram, and everyone, Pradyumna, Satyaki, Krutavarma, many people of Yadu family. So they're all uh, present in the Prabhasa Kshetra. They have taken bath and offered their obeisances and also the tarpanas to the forefathers, demigods, rishis, and everything. Once they have done like that, and then they have given uh, gold and cows in charity, gold and gold coins and beds and blankets, and also horses, elephants, chariots, and also unmarried girls to the brahmanas. Uh, and then they have fed them very nicely with all kinds of rice and palatable dishes. So in such a way, they have pleased Brahmanas and also the cows as well. So Hiranyam Gaditam Sayyam Vasam Ajinakam Bhalan Yanam Gata Nibham Kanya Dharam Vutti Karimapi Annam Cha Gururatam Tebhyo Dattva Bhagavadarpanam Go Vipradha Asavaha Turaha Pranemuhu Bhuvi Muddabihi Go Vipradha Asavaha Turaha. So they have fed even the prasadam was also given to the cows as well. Go Vipradha Asavaha Turaha. So that which is offered to the Lord, that is taken as a prasadam. And that prasadam is distributed to everyone. So Brahmanas, even a little bit of prasadam to the cows as well. And then after that, they have offered their humble obeisances by touching their head onto the ground in front of the Vipras or Brahmanas. Pranemuhu bhuvi muddhabihi. So like when we do Dandavat Pranam, we touch all the 8 parts of the body onto the ground. So to respect the Brahmanas. So in such a way, that chapter is concluded, and the next chapter is the fourth chapter. It is the third canto, fourth chapter. So this chapter describes Vidura meeting Maitreya Rishi. So now, so far, Vidura has been hearing from Uddhava. So Uddhava further continuing that one in this chapter. So again, still those conversations of Uddhava and Vidura, it goes a little bit, and then finally, Uddhava goes back to the Badrikashrama, and then later on, Vidura goes to Maitreya Rishi to meet him and to inquire, to hear more Krishna Katha from him. So for today, so Uddhava is further saying what has happened after they have performed all the rituals and they have respected Brahmanas and cows, everyone else. Okay, so we are in Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, fourth chapter, the verse number 1. So today Uddhava is saying that after they have taken the prasadam, so by taking the permission from the Brahmanas, they also have taken some prasadam, and then on the permission of the Brahmanas, they have taken Varuni. Varuni is a kind of a uh, intoxicated beverage made from the rice. So because of that, they were a bit dizzy and they could not recognize each other, and they have used harsh words, and then within that harsh words, uh, they're going to kill each other later on. So today, that is first of all, they have used the harsh words to each other. Likewise, Uddhava is saying. Okay, so that's shloka number one. Uddhava vacha अथ ते तद् अनुज्ञाता भुक्त्वा पीत्वा च वारुणीं तया विभ्रंशितज्ञान दुरुक्तैः मर्मपस्पृशुः अथ ते तद् अनुज्ञाता. So atate, so Uddhava said, thereafter, after they have taken, um, they have given all this annam chuguru rasam tebhyo dattva bhagavadarpanam, they have distributed prasadam. Atate, after that, tad anujnata, by taking the permission, tad anujnata, anujnata is being permitted by the, who, by whom, what? By the brahmanas, tat, by the brahmanas. And then what have done? So Bhuktva Pitva Cha Varunim, they have eaten their prasadam as well. Bhuktva, after partaking some prasadam, Pitva, drinking, Cha, and also Varunim, the liquor, Varunim. And by drinking the Varunim, Taya Vibhramshita Jnana. By that, Taya Vibhramshita Jnana, being bereft of knowledge. By being bereft of knowledge. As soon as one he is intoxicated, he doesn't know what is right, what is not right. So in that point of time, in that point of state, vibhramshita dhyana, duruktaihi marma pasprushuhu, and with harsh words, duruktaihi marma, it is the core of the heart, pasprushuhu, and they have spoken these harsh words to each other. It is very difficult to hear such kind of words from the close family members. It will pierce the heart. Marmataditaha. So likewise, here Uddhava is mentioning, Atite tad anujjhata bhuktva pitva cha varuni taya vibhramshita dhyana dhuruptaihi marma pasprushuhu. Translation for the shloka. Thereafter, all of them, the descendants of Vishnu and Bhoja, being permitted by the Brahmanas, partook of the remnants of prasada and also drank liquor made of rice. By drinking, they all became delirious and bereft of knowledge. They touched the cores of each other's hearts with, with harsh words. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request the Gaurav Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In ceremonies, when Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are uh, some some sumptuously fed, the host partakes of the uh, rem- remnants of food stuff after the guest has given permission. So the descendants of Vishnu and Bhoja formally took permission from the Brahmanas and ate the prepared food stuff. Um, uh, Castrias are permitted to drink at certain occasions, so they all drunk a kind of light liquid made of rice. By such drinking, they become um, delirious and bereft of sense, so much so that they forgot their relationship with one another and use harsh words which toss the course of each other's hearts. Drinking is so harmful that even such a highly cultured family becomes affected by intoxication and can forget themselves in a drunken state. The descendants of Brisne and Bhoja were not expected to forget themselves in this way, but the all will of the Supreme is happened, and those they become harsh towards one another. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Mataji. So in these ceremonies, like for example, the marriage ceremony is happening, some kind of sometimes. So before the marriages, so they do not or the before the festivals, they do not take any of intoxicants. But once that marriage is finished, sometimes during those they have got personal times with the friends and all those particular times, people generally consume these kinds of intoxicants. And after some of the festivals, there are also uh, like that, especially when they are offering something to Kali, so killing of these animals like that. But here, the Brahmanas, here Krishna's family, they are the Prabhasa Kshetra, it is the holy place. But here, once everything is done, but after taking permission from the Brahmanas, and Brahmanas, they have approved it. Okay, you can just take it further. So Brahmanas have already consumed their prasadam and everything. Now Brahmanas have approved. So here, when Brahmana says, yes, you can just go ahead and have it. And also in the kings, it is not forbidden to have a certain drink at certain occasions. So Brahmanas give permission. When Brahmana says, Sambhodayanti aham iva aham upakrutastaihi. So one has to understand that Lord only speaking through the mouth of the Brahmanas. So that means there is approval of the Lord. And also previously also, Uddhava was mentioning, it is Bhagavan Mata Kovidaha. Bhagavan Mata Kovidaha. So the curse also by the Brahmanas, it is on the desire of the Lord. Okay, so now this family of Yadu dynasty, so they have partakes of the remnants of foodstuff after the guest has given permission. And also, um, from the Brahm and yet prepared food stuff. So Kshatriyas are permitted to drink at certain occasions. So they all drank and kind of light liquor made of rice. Sometimes we see some of in these modern days. So I think they made some of the drinks from the barley. It is grains. So different names are there for them. So that nowadays is modern, but previously they have made from the rice liquors. Okay, so by such drinking, they became delirious and bereft of sense, so much so that they forgot the relationship with each other and used harsh words with the touched the course of each other's heart. So sometimes when he is intoxicated, even he doesn't know whether he is killing even guru, spiritual master, and his parents like that. We have seen so many incidents like that. A person who is became slave to this intoxicated habit, he used to kill father if he is not giving money, mother if she is not giving money. So like that, even he cannot tolerate the spiritual master. He can kill even the spiritual master when he is intoxicated. So there, these harsh words are they're more powerful than the arrows of an enemy. So Lord Shiva says, Tatarbihi na vitite sili mukaihi seti aditango hridayena dhuyata. If the enemy's arrows are coming directly straight away into our heart, but that does not take much pain compared to the swadam yata dhya vakridhyam dhruktebihi. Devanisham tappiti marmataditaha. If such kind of words within our close family relations, like the husband or a wife or a children and a very close family, swanam dhiya vakridiyam druktibihi. Devanisham tappiti marmataditaha. Day and night one will suffer with the such kind of words. They are piercing the heart. But whereas the enemy's arrow, it will just only hurt only once. But of course the pain will be there. But the words coming from the close relatives, it will hurt. So here, Edu family, they are using these harsh words to each other. And drinking is, that's why drinking is so harmful that even such a light, highly cultured family members becomes affected by intoxication and can forget themselves in a drunken state. So this is very abominable, taking the intoxicants. Okay, so the descendants of Vishnu and Bhoja were not expected to forget themselves in this way, but the will of the Supreme, it happened, and thus they became harsh towards one another. So what it happens, this is the one kind of action, but what happens if we are personally involved in that kind of situations? So there are different, if we are just receiving such kind of harsh words, and if you are speaking harsh words, there are two angles. If you are receiving harsh words, what happens? Brahma says that one, pradabdiha karma dusha durasayaha परोदयेनार्पित हृद्रुजो अनिशम परान्दृप्तैः विधुन्ति अरुन्धदा तान् मा अवदीत् दैवदान् भविद्विदः. So these materialistic people, they are engaged in sense gratification in such a way, they do very absorbed and they could not understand what they're speaking. They're like a parandhruptehi vijudanti arundhada. Their words are very sharp. They're materialistically absorbed people. Hrudrujo, so they have got ruja, is lots of anger in their heart. Hrudrujo anisham. So because of that, they are able to speak such kind of harsh words. And a great personalities like Vaishnavas, Vaishnavanam Yatashambhu, O Lord Shiva, personalities like you, Tan ma avadit, you should not punish them. You should not say any single word opposite to them. Tan ma avadit daivadhan, they're already killed by the divine already killed. Tan ma avadit daivadan bhavvidaha. The Brahma says that word. Because those people, yasmin yada pushkarina bhamaya dhrantaya pushtadiha prudabdrishaha. कुर्वन्ति तत्र हि अनुकंपये कृपां न साधो दैवभागात् कृते क्रमम्. One has to show compassionate on such kind of people. A devotee does not use his tapasya, the power of his tapasya, onto those people who are using harsh words. So we show kurvant tatrihi anukampaye krupam na sadhavo daiva balat krute kramam. He does not use his power to counteract or anything on those materialistic people who are speaking like that. So if the Vaishnava is there, he simply tolerate if he is hearing. Likewise, Brahma says, and also that is practical examples of so many of like the Ambarish Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, many examples are there. They have simply tolerated, even though there were curses by other people. Okay, so that happens. So here, the harsh words, they will pierce each other's heart when they're speaking, when they're in between the family members. That's why it is completely forbidden in Krishna conscious. No intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit associations. In the illicit associations, there are so many again consequences. One may kill his own children, her own children for the sake of illicit associations. We see so many news about these things. All happens because of all these sinful activities only. And families are destroyed. One has to simply tolerate because of there is no knowledge about it. They cannot understand what is the purpose of human life because they have all got bad association, illicit association. Okay, so like here, Prabhupada is mentioning about the family of Vishnu here. So they have used Druptaihi Marma Pasprushuhu. Pasprishuhu. Marma, it is the core of the heart. Marma Taditaha. It is just piercing the heart with these words, harsh words. Druptaihi. Okay, so Atiteta Anudhyata Bhuktva Pitva Chavaruni Taya Vibramchita Dhyana Druptaihi Marma Druttaihi marmapasprushuhu. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, today letter to Karandhara, September 13th, 1970, Calcutta. Okay, can I request any unallocated devotee to read this letter, please? Asha Mataji, would you like to read?
My dear Karandara, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated August 31st, 1970, and noted the contents. I am very glad to know that you are traveling to Portland, Oregon, with some other devotees for the purpose of establishing a new center there with the help of Shyama Sundara. That is very encouraging news. I am I'm so glad to learn that you are having nice success in placing my books in the libraries and in schools and colleges. That is very much to my satisfaction. So please continue your program for placing these Krishna consciousness literatures in all the libraries and schools and colleges. I am sure that this will revolutionize the thinking of the thoughtful men of your country, as well as the students and professors, and the ultimate end will be to save the world from the clutches of material illusory activities, which is now causing havoc everywhere. It is great encouragement to me also that GBC is carefully revising the program of our temples in view of the recent attacks upon our society. I am very much counting upon you all to keep the standard of Krishna consciousness as I have already instructed you both orally and in my literatures. I have received one letter of statement from Dai Nippon Printing Company that the Bhaktivedanta Book Fund deposit has been credited with $10,000 up to the 29th of August, leaving a balance due of $22,100. I have advised them of your last check number 225 dated August 29th for $1,500. So please continue to send them checks as you are doing so that they may receive another full $10,000 before shipment is made. This will leave still another $12,100 balance due from the original total of $32,100, which may be paid up after the shipment is made. Regarding the package sent to me in Los Angeles, if there is any sweets, etc., they may be distributed among the devotees, and so far clothes are concerned, they may be kept in my wardrobe. Therefore, if there are any clothes for my deities, however, they can be sent here by air post. Uh, Regarding the four sannyasis, I have already written to them in care of the Detroit temple, requesting them to not preach anything which may hamper the growth of our society. But I have not received any reply from them. Please try to help these boys and advise them on my behalf not to waste time in such fruitless endeavor. I hope in the meantime I shall receive their reply by the grace of Krishna. Yes, I am so glad that your center is doing so well, and all the devotees are now appreciating the presence of their spiritual master by following his instructions, although he is no longer physically present. This is the right spirit. Please keep me informed of your activities regularly. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hi. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
I can try to. It's quite a deep, big letter. So, Srila Prabhupada was so happy that Prabhu Karantara is traveling to Portland with some other devotees um, for the purpose of establishing a new center of there. So that was the happiest news for Srila Prabhupada. Um, and he was so happy that he was placing books in everywhere, like libraries, schools, and colleges. So that's made Srila Prabhupada very happy and satisfaction. So he was requesting Karantara Prabhu to continue his program to spread the Krishna consciousness everywhere by placing his literature books in libraries, schools, and colleges. Um, so he was thinking that students will get benefit from that, and they will stop material material activities, and they will be in Krishna consciousness in future. And also, he was so happy. He said GBC is revising program in the temples about the recent attacks. Mm. So he said they have to keep the same standard as he was instructed before. He was telling by orally, and even he had written in his books. So they have to follow, and they have to keep the same standard as always. And he was mentioning about some money for the Bhakti Vedanta book fund. So he's telling some he got some this much 10,000 got credited, and some balance are there. And he said some about money. I didn't understand. And regarding the sannyasis, Srila Prabhupada said he already written about retreat temple, uh, not to preach anything hamper the growth of our society, which I didn't understand, Prabhu. He said not to do that, and he didn't get any reply from them. So Srila Prabhupada mentioning that he has to go and help those boys and advise them on behalf of him, not to waste the time, because they are doing all fruitlet fruitlet activities, which is no good. So he was waiting for their reply. So Srila Prabhupada asking him to go and advise them. So he was waiting for their reply. And he said he was so happy that the center is doing well and all the devotees are doing. Uh, so he said even in even the spiritual master's absent, even if he is not physically present, they still have to follow the rules, I think. And finally, he said, uh, request him to inform his activities regularly, like keep on inform. And that's all I can understand.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely summarized this letter. Very beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add to this letter? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. So here one point is the books to be kept in the libraries and schools and colleges. So this is a very great service in Krishna consciousness movement, so that everyone will get an opportunity to take the books. Okay, so other thing is Prabhupada is mentioning about the standard of our society. So GBC has already revising some programs, so we have to simply follow it. And Prabhupada, based on the Prabhupada's instructions in the literatures, in the books, or any orally he has given in the lectures. So one has to maintain the same standards as, so that is without hampering. Okay, because the Krishna consciousness is the topmost out of all the spiritual processes, because of it is wide and depth, and knowledge and also the purity. So that has to be maintained. Okay, so for that again, those proper mentioning about the four sannyasis. So asking them not to preach that I'm Krishna, I'm super soul, like that. So spiritual master is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so otherwise it is a fruitless endeavor. It will hamper the growth of society, growth of our society. Okay, so these are few points from my reflection as well. Thank you, Mataji. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got teachings of Lord Chaitanya. It is so beautiful, the ecstasies of devotees and Krishna, and we are discussing the qualities of Krishna, 64 qualities, one by one, very beautiful to hear those pastimes. Okay, that is at 8 p.m. Okay, so that is our upcoming event, and we have got preachers preaching for the preaching practice sessions on Tuesdays. I have shared that list of the devotees who are speaking. And dear devotees, if you wanted to speak and also are available, kindly let me know. Like Prabhujis and Matajis who have not taken a turn yet for last couple of weeks, please let me know so that I know your date so that I will approach. Otherwise, if I come and ask on particular date, you may not be available. If you let me know that your availability, then I will delegate accordingly. Okay, so thank you so much. That is updates from me. And if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly let me know. Kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further updates or no sharings, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटिवैष्णववृन्द की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्ण नमस्ते everyone.
Hare Krishna.